I would very much like to just play around with this a bit. We're not going to make it super efficient or anything. It's going to go up and down the mountains a bit, and it's going to be, you know, just a little bit of fun. Just a little bit of fun. Alright everyone, hello and welcome back to another episode on Transport Fever 2 in the free mode with me, Spacefish, and welcome back to our massive logistical empire where we currently have got a minor amount of 50 million bucks in the bank to spend and invest on growing this thing ever further. It is absolutely insane the amount of money we have ended up making as of late. All the investments, all the optimizing, all the build-up that we had going on really have paid off financially for us quite significantly, and we will most certainly also be looking to reinvest that money today. But before we start to go and do that, if you're new around the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below. We've got a very ambitious goal of trying to hit 1k subscribers before the end of the year, so I would very much appreciate if you could help me out there. And well, if you do enjoy the video, rather, also most certainly make sure to hit that like button right down below. That does help out a ton with the algorithm. That said, let's dive right into this. So in the last episode, what we actually did was we finished the goods delivery out here from our goods factory to Broadstairs and St. Peters, but also to Badal, which had some requirements right there. We did go around and make a few optimizations in some parts too. And we did most certainly also get an airport going out here in the aquarium to actually go and get some bricks delivered, which I don't think we took these here, but we got those construction materials out here. Because what has really transpired is that we do have a bunch of industries where we're making a bunch of goods, but the issue is that we are mostly delivering these goods out to so little cities that have so little demand that the growth rate of these industries is rather low, just because they do not have that demand going for them that they would need to grow. So I think that is something that we're going to be looking a bit further at today, especially considering this tools factory out of Basingstoke, which I think was basically like the very first thing we ever delivered goods to, and ever since that day it's only been delivering those tools out to Basingstoke, which is nice, which is great and everything, but it's only got a max demand of like 187, and this tools factory, after all, in the very max stages will be able to supply 400 units of tools. And in order to grow it to that sort of point, we will need to actually move those goods to somewhere else. So that's something that we're going to figure out. First things first that I actually want to look at, though, is going to be the supply right here, because we do have a bit more demand than what we're currently supplying goods to. So what I do want to quickly look at, and you can see right here, there is a few places up in the upper right corner here that we're not able to deliver goods to anymore. This house also not being covered, but I mean, I'm not going to make trucks go all the way over there just to cover that one house. Actually, that would cover it. So we're going to go and place a truck stop right there, and we're going to go and connect that truck stop to this very line in order to ensure that we are actually covering all the demand in Basingstoke and not just parts of it. So let's find this. I guess it would be Tools Basingstoke. Gonna add that truck station right there, and that way we should be able to cover all of these 187, which is going to be beautiful. Now, fuel is kind of the same deal, which I'm wondering about because that was a rather recent thing we set up. The delivery station for that appears to be right here, so that is not the fault of the setup right there. Is it potentially just a fault of how much we have available out here, or where's the train that's currently... There it is. It's currently going. It's absolutely... Well, it's not filled to the brink, but 144 units, I would say, is actually quite a lot. And it should cover all of this. Maybe it was just that this thing is still just starting to get going, to be honest. So we're going to keep it at that. The fuel refinery out here, by the way, being absolutely massive at this point. Totally maxed this thing out, which is really, really insane. And, I mean, it better be maxed out because it's delivering fuel out to, like, 4 different cities at this point, which may be something that overloads it eventually. Maybe we'll have to eventually refine some more fuel somewhere else. But for now... That's going to be the way that that works. So, in terms of tools then, we will have to find a new place to deliver these out to. Because this tool factory is just, you know, chilling at a meager level 2. And we could most certainly push it to level 4. The thing that we also, of course, need to see is if we actually are delivering enough wood out to that. Which also, I guess, depends on the level of this thing. Which is actually maxed. I'm currently thinking we're actually only making 200 units of planks out here. Oh, that could actually be an issue. We're only making 200 units of planks out there. So that means that we can also only really supply the production of 200 units of tools out here. So you would actually need to get in some more planks in order to get this to a further up level. Which we do have a sawmill right here, and we do have 2 forests right there. So I guess that would be doable overall. Now the question would be, where would we want to deliver those tools to as well? Out here we've not really got much of anything. Dudley would be requiring tools. Do we have any other tool factories in the vicinity though that would go unused if we deliver tools to Dudley? Does not look to be the case. I mean, there is machinery most certainly down there. Which is also something we should try to get covered eventually to actually grow Stapleford and get like some passenger traffic going between Blackburn, Darlingdale and Stapleford. But that's something for the future most certainly. And that would also require goods and everything. So, you know, a lot on the list there. But that may be an opportunity that we may actually grasp in the near future. Just saying. I think it makes sense then to actually supply Dudley with tools. Now the thing is, that's a very small city. I mean, it's only 24 units of supply that it needs, which is insanely low. But it does seem to be the only city in the vicinity where it would really make sense delivering tools to. We do have Crawley out here and Berkhamsted, but that's 1, pretty far away, and 2, I'm sure there's going to be some other tools factory around, which is going to be Ledbury out here. So yeah, I guess, I mean, we do have Ryde too. Good question. So Ledbury, we could supply to Crawley, Berkhamsted. I mean, there's Elstree out there too. And then we do have these tools that we're making in Space City, but given the size of the city, I think we're going to keep that exclusive to Space City, to be honest. As much as we won't need everything of that now, I'm very certain that eventually we will actually need everything there. I mean, look at this. We're already at 281 of a demand. So I guess this tools factory can be supplying Crawley, Berkhamsted, and Elstree. And for that tool factory that we have there, then we can actually connect to Dudley and Ryde. Which would make a lot of sense to me, because both don't really need much. I don't expect that Dudley's going to grow insanely crazily. And Ryde is probably going to grow a bit more, so that way we can actually make sure that we make the most out of those tools that we produce. Okay, cool. I think that's a bit of a plan right there then. We actually do have another forest out here too, which is kind of nice and close to the sawmill right there. Considering to just take that. I always wanted to sort of make a mountainous line, you know. We could just have some fun with the 50 million bucks we have, to be honest. Okay, we'll see about that. I guess that would be a beautiful mountainous line too. The question really being, like, what do I want to connect? I mean, this one we're certainly going to connect because it's just nice and close. And then the question remains, do I connect this forest to that one? And if I don't connect this one, what do I use it for alternatively? We do have another forest out here. The question maybe being, is there any sawmills that would make sense connecting? No. Why do we have so many forests everywhere, but so little for sawmills? It feels as though a bunch of these are just going to go unused, to be honest. Because, I mean, one sawmill can only cover 2 of these forests, and eventually we're going to run out of sawmills here. Yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. Okay, we're gonna go and start by actually getting the goods supply going then for the tools factory. We're gonna make a cargo station. I'm rather confident we're gonna place it at about this much of an angle here. Kind of want to pull it out a tad bit, to be honest. We can make it a bit longer, maybe. We're going to make it high-speed train tracks, because why in the world not? And we're going to need some more tracks, 3 of them. We're going to... Yeah, we're going to have 2 trains delivering. We're going to have 1 train actually receiving or retrieving the goods and moving them on. So that's going to be the plan. We're going to go and pull out the street, most certainly, right here. Make that nice and curved, and then we're going to go and move that in like that. And that should be that connected. Cool. So that's the sawmill connected up with a train track. I mean, technically... I don't know. Technically, it is one way or another a good question which one of these things I want to connect, because honestly... I think we can actually keep these here standard tracks. Well, no, we're going to make them high speed, because why in the world not? But the thing is that I cannot really get the incline in here to actually play with the mountain stuff. You know, we could do that. Oh, wow. But that's a bit crazy and out of this world, and we also just absolutely murder the game with that. But something like this here seems a lot more sensible and doable to me. So I think we're going to connect that up, you know. We don't have to. This one is the more effective one and everything. But I think you do need to have fun in life sometimes. And this feels like the way to go for me in terms of having some fun with this stuff. So we're going to make this only a 1-track one out here. Because honestly, we don't have to actually pass the... Should we pass the train tracks through the train station just to make it look a bit better? Maybe we should. Okay, we're going to make it a 2-track. We are going to go and slightly turn that in a bit like this, I think. And then actually... Sorry. That's some money wasted, everyone. We're going to try that again. We're going to give this actually a bit more of an angle here. More like that, because we do want to do is kind of come around like this into that train station out there. I do not really feel like making another one, and we can most certainly connect that up like that. Also, we do still have standard train tracks out there for that train. I guess we're limited to anything sub 120 for the time being anyway, so the train track upgrade isn't the most necessary thing in the world. Oh well, maybe someday. That said then, we do have the tracks out here. I feel... What do you mean collision? That's unacceptable. That is unacceptable. There's the signals. Too much slope. Are you for real? I guess we technically don't really need that road down there. Just gonna get rid of it, to be honest. Like, we're never going to actually attach this using a road, so it feels very much fine to me. So we're going to go and connect these 2 up here, just to keep the train tracks parallel, you know. We're going to go and then subsequently pull this one through, I guess. And we're actually... No, please no bridges. Gonna have to pull it around here then, I guess. And then we will actually, for the time being, need to expand this right here. Which we will actually put some high-speed train tracks with catenary out here. Because why in the world not, to be honest. And make that a bit longer too. That here is a bit of an issue. Can we get rid of that, please? No? Great. How do we do that now? Maybe we just do something a little like this. Then we make sure to attach that to a road. Like this. And then we go and configure that again and just get rid of this part, I suppose. That way, you know, we can actually pass through that train track. It was kind of a bit weird otherwise, so we'll unfortunately have to do it that way. It doesn't look ideal to me, to be honest, in terms of like the overall configuration and the style of this stuff, so we're gonna maybe do like some platformeroo stuff. Can I attach? No. Yeah. I'm not enjoying this too much, not gonna lie. Maybe we're gonna quickly actually put... Oh, that's the side... Oh my god. I am misdesigning this on so many levels right now, but maybe if we do something like this here instead. And we just put some platforms on the sides like that. Then we squeeze in some side buildings. And then we actually properly pull out the street. I think that makes it look a bit better. Yeah, I'm more satisfied with that one, I think. Okay, so we're going to go and pull that train track out to, like, here-ish for the time being. And then that needs to go around like that. Cool. Probably sacrificing a bit of speed here, to be actually quite honest with you. Maybe we're going to keep that a bit shorter. Yeah, that's better. I'd rather have the train slow down close to the train station rather than going to like 100 kilometers an hour out there. Because I'm pretty sure we're going to surpass at least that speed with cargo trains eventually. So that's going to be the plan right there. And that is going to be the delivery for the planks, ultimately. This is going to be the delivery for the wood from the one train station. And then we're going to go and build a train station out here, which we're going to make a terminus. We're going to make it a one track. We're going to make it a bit shorter. And we're going to have to actually see how to align this very thing. Because as I previously said, I would very much like to just play around with this a bit. We're not going to make it super efficient or anything. It's going to go up and down the mountains a bit. And it's going to be, you know, just a little bit of fun. Just a little bit of fun, you know. Yes, I know we're pointing away. And that is absolutely fine by me. Now, the only thing that would be great would be if we could actually attach things here. Cool. So, this is going to be a long ride for the train. And it's going to be a beautiful one, I hope. We're going to go and pull this thing out right here for the time being. And it's going to have to start with a tunnel. Gonna not quite make it as tight of one. And we're going to keep basically coming up in this mountainous terrain. Oh, that's actually kind of nice. I think we may integrate a little out of mountain passage like that. Then the train will ravine to the very top of this. Beautifully along the mountainside like that. The question now being, you know, we do have these newly designed menus, by the way. Just in case you weren't watching the last campaign episode, there's actually been some minor patch to Transport Fever. We could be doing something like that, right? But I just don't think it's fitting. As much as it would keep the speed up. We're not looking for speed, are we? We're just looking for some fun out here. So, what we're going to be doing then is we will nicely just pull a bridge across like this. And then we will get to a point where construction is not possible. Then I suppose we can actually just do something like this here. Wait. We're going to do something here. The train is basically going to go along the slope of this mountain. Have a nice little tunnel in the middle going. And then we are going to end up with another tunnel. Which is going to end up coming out like right there for us. And then we'll take a left. A somewhat wide left, you know, but still a left. And we will slowly but surely, as we traverse this beautiful terrain, bring this one down. And I'm not quite sure about the height here, actually. I think we've got to stop this here for the time being. And then we got to make sure that we can actually bring this one in right here. Beautifully crossing the tunnels below there. Is that actually a crossing height? Does that mean I'm going to have a crossing in a tunnel? Not quite too fond of that, to be honest. I guess that's going to have to be the way that that works. And there we go. That's the longest and most unnecessary train line I've ever built, but it's going to be beautiful. Oh, sometimes you just have to have fun with these things, I think. We just spent like 30 million bucks on a train line that you do absolutely not need. But like, look at this gigantic bridge. Is that not just crazy and absolute madness? And then, you know, you have this beautiful ravine along the mountains, going through some tunnels and coming back out on the other side, you know. Just taking in the non-existent view thanks to a lot of trees, which you're surely going to actually get rid of a few of those. Coming out through here and being in the middle of the forest again, coming across here, just absolutely crazy. I've crossed this valley and into that tunnel, and I think I'm going to like this. There's going to be a bit of terraforming work to do, I think. We're going to, first things first, though, start with the signals out here, because I do want to make sure that if this actually is a crossing down below there, that the trains can still keep going up until that point. Then, let's go and take care of a tad bit of terraforming, mostly in terms of actually getting rid of a few trees that are in the way or in the line of sight of our beautiful view. That brush size is too crazy. Way too crazy, I have to say, unfortunately. Right, we're going to thin these out a bit here. I wish I could just kind of make them shorter or something, you know? Because I think we're just going to thin it out, you know? We're not going to get totally rid of the forest in every place, but I do want to thin it out here and there to give a bit of a better view of where you're just driving through. Now, out here, I'm actually not too sure. The thing is, I would actually have to get rid of literally the entire forest for this. So this is just going to be a bit of a forest passage. I think that's fine, honestly. I don't want to make it look like weird or unrealistic, if that makes sense. You know, if that huge bridge didn't already make it look a bit unrealistic. I think that's fine. I'm happy with that. So that's going to be our new mountainous train line. Now, it's not going to be the only one, you know. We still have that red passenger train that I do very much want to use. But I just wanted to give this all a shot and just have some fun with it. It's going to be, I don't know, like, we're going to need a very long train for this just to compensate. It's not going to be the most profitable thing in the world, but sometimes in life you just need to have fun with things. But yeah, so that is that train line done. That I think that's literally the entire train line set up for a supply of all this wood to Basingstoke out here. Now, you will, of course, also need to get those tools moved out to there, which we have set up correctly to actually, yes. Okay, so what we will then do, basically, is we will go and configure this train station again. We're going to have to expand it quite significantly, because we will set up another set of tracks out. Why is this platform actually that short? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Platform should be going out to out there. We will go and get some catenary train tracks going, and we got to get 2 train tracks going, of course, because we're looking to deliver to 2 separate cities. We're going to go and absolutely mess that placement up, and we're going to go and remove that and try again, and that is going to be the setup then that we will be going for, and we'll basically just move things past this forest right here and then over here. Train tracks mostly going in parallel across a nice and beautiful bridge right there. Then we'll have to cross this here somehow and deliver one out to Dudley and one out to Ryan through a bit of a tunnel system, which is also going to be quite the massive and long train line, I'll have to say. But in the end, it will allow us to deliver more of these tools, which will allow us to grow the tools factory more, and it will also allow us to grow some more of these cities out here with Dudley and Ryde, which we will eventually most certainly connect to Stapleford. We'll connect Basingstoke to Stapleford and Stanhope, and it'll all be interconnected. I think I've already got a lot of ideas and a lot of plans for what we are going to be going for next. For today, though, we're going to end it off right here. Next episode, then, we'll get ourselves some trains, we'll finish off the train tracks, we'll get this whole system going, and we will start looking towards new opportunities. But for today, this has been it. I hope you all very much enjoyed it. As usual, if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. That does always help out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're new around here and haven't done so just yet, also please consider subscribing right down below, as well as hitting that bell icon in order to stay up to date on all the future upcoming episodes. But with all that out of the way then, as usual everybody, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will catch you in the next episode very, very soon. Ciao.